Welcome, fellow Cameroonians, both Anglophones, Francophones, Southern Cameroonians, and people from the French Cameroon. My name is Capo Daniel. I am the chairman of the People's Right Advocacy Platform. Today, the title of this presentation is The Comeback of Ambazonian Fighters, the Comeback of Armed Resistance. Mind you that I am the chairman of a non-violent movement, the People's Right Advocacy Platform, that have adopted the non-violent approach towards our right of self-determination. We have declared cessation of hostility. Right now, for the past 2 years, because of our pressure and influence on the ground, we have kept Ambazonian forces at base, making the appeal to give peace a chance against wave from the hardcore hardliners within our struggles, the extremists to push for full-blown confrontation that have no direction and have no friends, and everybody is the enemy. Against this backdrop, for the past 2 years, we have held back fighting in ground zero, suppressing fighting, active fighting, discourage engagement in violence, promote de-radicalization in order to facilitate direct negotiation with Cameroon. We have promised our people December 2024, we are going to achieve for them direct negotiation to finally have an amicable solution, a negotiated solution from both stakeholders and both sides of the conflict to resolve this issue for the long term. Unfortunately, on the other side of the table, the La République du Cameroon have not taken advantage to show up, to show good faith, because they have believed in their own propaganda. They have allowed their own dogs of war to dominate the scene and make sure that today we have a devastating effect in ground zero with the comeback of Ambazonian fighters. As I speak to you, there are Ambazonian soldiers who were in ground 1 and ground 2 who are now actively returning to the battlefield. Some already we knew, we have intelligence of soldiers going in with weapons, huge catch of weapons to be able to launch attacks against the Cameroon military. We had stopped and brought close to zero IED attacks against the Cameroon military so that we can give peace a chance and create an environment, an enabling environment for peace to take place. But unfortunately, on the side of Cameroon, people like Paul Atanganji Paul have rejected any attempt of negotiation, calling negotiation appeasement, thinking that they have the knife and the cake. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring you update from the ground to show you visually what we have said in our daily podcast about the casualties that the Cameroon army have suffered as a result. The blood of all this young Cameroon military lies in the hands of Atanganji Paul, Kunda Titus, and all the hawks of the regime who seek to prolong the suffering of our people by sustaining this war because they benefit from it. So watch the video.
We did die to fight for our independence. When I did die to fight already. When I regress, see how you did. Like mosquito. A mosquito, baby.
So, the first video is a video from Belo in Boyo of the Ambazonian United Forces there that launched an attack, neutralized a Cameroon military man, take away all his things, expose his body the way the Cameroon military have been doing to our soldiers to humiliate him. The next videos you're watching is a cross-border raid that was carried out by the Unity Forces of Bui Warrior, the Bui Warrior forces that crossed the border of La République du Cameroon and carried out this ambush, neutralizing 4 of their personnel. So from visual confirmation, we have confirmed totally of 8 Cameroon military who have suffered casualties during these 2 weeks alone. The total number, including those who were ambushed in Omoyo in an IED attack, those who were ambushed in Gokitunja and in Bui, in 2 IED attacks, the total number of Cameroon personnel that have been confirmed from our intelligence in both in the hospital in Bamenda and from the field, from images like this from social media, we have confirmed a number of 13 KO of Cameroon military personnel. We are not happy. We are not celebrating the death of these young men. It is a sad thing when people die on both sides. But this should be put squarely where it belongs. Paul Atanganji Konda Titus, Padi Asanga, with this guy in Tamunkong Bamenda there, they call him Pharaoh. How they used to call him Pharaoh Tio. One of these young guys that I know. These are the people who have deceived and feed the Cameroon leadership with false information, false impression by campaigning on social media that Cameroon have won the war. Cameroon have not won this war. The Americans, the international community have said it time and time again, there will be no military victory in this war. Absolutely no military victory. So the result we are seeing today of the loss of these Cameroon personnel are completely waste of human life. Unnecessary. These are all avoidable. If we had had a proper negotiation to deliver an amicable solution to our people, all this violence could have gone away. The evidence is that for the past 2 years, we have been able to bring down Ambazonian attacks against the Cameroon military close to zero. We completely halt all IED attacks. I said it in the beginning of 2024 that I have pleaded with our soldiers on the ground, pleaded with people of the self-defense area on the ground to stop all IED attacks and give peace a chance. Why we struggle to do these things to make sure that we have a peace that both the Francophones and Anglophones want, to put this war of shame behind our back. Paul Atanganji rejected even cessation of hostility. Rejected it. Konda Titus and the rest, they say they have the knife and the yams. What message are they going to give to the young Cameroon soldiers who have lost their life in this senseless attack? Of course, the Ambazonian fighters, do you think they are going to accept the unacceptable? The special status that even the CPDA member have criticized? Even the international community have refused to sponsor, the European Union have refused to engage with the Paul Biya's presidential reconstruction plan because they require, at the end of every conflict, not for one side to humiliate the other, but for both sides to sit together and come to an amicable solution. We have provided a roadmap, a peace plan paper within the one Cameroon, one country, two people that safeguard our minority right as Southern Cameroonians. Still yet, the regime seems to be clinging to their guns and to people like Paul Atanganji who are there just to benefit from the war. And this is the result. Let me play the video before I continue to comment. These are young Cameroon military personnel.
I tell us that. I want this. General Big Vulture.
Wasted like
General
that.
Big Vulture.
These are 4 of them.
General Wonyo, Commander Fireman, Captain Angel, Colonel Big Shack, Colonel Lion. Yes, now we this for. Now we this for fun.
So, those are the Ambazonian soldiers as you have seen. Don't deceive yourself. Cameroon should never deceive themselves. There is no military victory in this war for either side. The grievances that have boiled for over 60 years of the Anglophones, of marginalization, humiliation, degradation, alienation. For 60 years, we have suffered these grievances. Don't think that with the blink of an eye, these grievances, we will just forget them. We are not asking from Cameroon what do not belongs to us or what is not entitled to our people. We are not asking something from Cameroon that we didn't have before. We are asking our own, something we are entitled for, something that was part of the agreement, the plebiscite accord, something that was part of the constitutional document that came out from Fumban Conference, something that we had achieved under the British, our rights to govern ourselves, our rights to make laws, our rights to police our streets, our rights to manage our own budget, our rights to elect our leaders, our rights to preserve our own cultural identity. Is this too much to ask? Do not think that these grievances will go away with the killing of Amazonian soldiers. Do not think these grievances will go away with the silencing of Ambazonian activists and leadership abroad. do not think you can imprison the spirit of a man. No. No matter what you do, no matter how many Ambazonian generals you kill, how many Ambazonian activists and leadership in the diaspora that you entrapped, or they self-implode, you will have no military victory. Cameroon is extremely vulnerable. This war, you have been fighting with people who are not organized, with people who have no motivation, with people who have been crying to you. Despite the fighting, the Cameroon military, the boys will still come and complain, make lockdown and all these stupid things because they are still looking for Cameroon for solution. That is the bottom line. And you have these people within the Cameroon government that they think that they can suppress and lie their way out of this thing. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Our people deserve to preserve their English language. The form of bilingualism that says that Anglo-English and French is equal to with each other is wrong. There is no part in the world that practices such a bilingualism. Multiculturalism is something that people do it out of their will, not imposed and forced upon them. Is it too much to ask that in the Anglophone region, English should be the supreme and paramount language? We can never allow l'Hôpital General de Boya, Limbe, Bamenda for French to be spoken in these hospitals. It is wrong. We will not tolerate every time our diasporas are traveling back home, they have to go through Cameroon military checkpoints in the airport where they are constantly harassed and humiliated because they don't speak English, because they don't speak French. We cannot continue to allow ourselves to go through administration where our parents will leave our zone to go to Yaoundé to go and follow their papers. You cannot whitewash it with a so-called special status, where we see the SDO fighting about chieftaincy. So what is the position? What is the use of this traditional house of chiefs if they don't even have exclusive rights to determine the classification of their own funds? Our traditions are supposed to be handled by our Ngumba houses. Chiefs are supposed to be made by the chiefs makers, not an SDO from Yaoundé, not an appointee from Paul Biya regime who knows nothing about our culture. Leave our people alone. Give us our right. Pharaoh, let the people go. Why are you holding on to this thing? Why are you holding on to this thing? Why? Even when we have made these concessions, why are you people so wicked? Why? You want to try to caricature our struggle, caricature the leadership, thinking that it's going to end the struggle? No. You can't walk your way out of this struggle. You can't lie. You can't deceive yourself about what is happening to these Anglophones. We embrace multiculturalism. When we go to Francophone zone, we want to speak French. When they come to our zone, they have to speak English. We have never complained about our duos, our chiefs. Our problems are the governors, are the SDOs. We want to elect our own officials. We want officials that are indigenous of our own territories. We want our judicial system to remain the Anglo-Saxon judicial system. We want our educational system to be free from the Ministry of Higher Education and Ministry of Education in Cameroon. We want our own teacher professionals to mount this post. Our public exams should be guided by these people. Our civil servants should be recruited from the Anglo-Saxon system. This is the only way the two people can live together. Today, you are seeing a comeback of Ambazonian fighters. We for PRAP, we will not abandon our call for this pathway to peace. We will not continue to disengage. We will continue to engage. With what is in the pipeline, we will continue to engage. But we must tell the truth to the people to understand why the killing is still going on. These killings are all avoidable. You have seen for the past 2 years what we have been capable to deliver. We have been capable to deliver restraint, de-radicalization, and reorientation of the entire Ambazonia movement to more pragmatic solutions. To even the embrace of one Cameroon, two people. What else do you need? There is no military victory. Those who have been deceiving the Cameroon government and the Francophones that they have military victory against Ambazonia, they are wrong. You cannot defeat a people that you are forcing them into an unnatural form of union, a natural form of existence, where you will dominate them, you will marginalize them forever. No. Give the people their autonomy. Give them the constitutional changes that preserve their national identity. These protections are available for all minorities all over the world. Look in Zanzibar and in Tanganyika, Tanzania, how they live together. Even in Ethiopia, look at the other regions in Ethiopia with autonomy. Look at Canada, look at even France. What we are asking is not something strange, it's not something radical. Cameroon should know that, yes, we in Ambazonia, we in the southern Cameroons, we have failed to get the Declaration of Independence by Ayuk Tabi recognized. We have failed. We may never succeed. We will never succeed to have that independence recognized. But that does not mean Cameroon have won. It is our failure. Because in the beginning of this struggle, people were blinded by the anger from the oppression and repression from the Cameroon government. So things were not thought out. Cameroon should also know that they have failed to assimilate us. They have failed to melt these 2 cubes of sugar. Paul Biya himself has admitted it. The attempts to assimilate the Anglophones in the French system have failed. And what was that assimilation? It was through this, the ideology of bilingualism. A bilingualism that was predatory on the English culture, where the French is supreme. That is not the Accord of Union. It was on equal basis. In the modern era, that will come handy for the better future of Cameroon, both Anglophones and Francophones. Stop deceiving yourself. There is no military victory for Cameroon. You cannot defeat an aspiration. You cannot defeat an identity. You cannot defeat a culture. You can struggle to redefine the Ambazonian struggle to mean the hardliners. But the Anglophone struggle is not about fighting. It's about their identity. It's about their culture. It's about our heritage. So today, we see the resurgence of Ambazonian armed forces. And there is no way anybody can do, there's nothing anybody can do to stop it because the grievances are there. And for the Cameroon government, you should understand that a leaderless movement will be worse than what caused you to get into the Grand National Dialogue. If you fail to come to the senses, to come to that patriotic spirit that values the Anglophone and sit down to have an amicable solution, the new fighters that are coming are going to do worse. Remember that the 7 pillars in the Douala seaport, you have soldiers that will be able to go and dismantle those things with drop of landmines using drones. These are the intelligence we are getting from the ground. It will cripple Cameroon economy. It will affect the Central African Republic and Chad, because all of them rely on those critical infrastructure in Douala. Do not think that Ambazonian soldiers cannot take those things out. There are a lot of things that we did not do that the new generation of fighters will do. They will go after your electric grid than you have never seen before. They will shut down electricity in Douala, in Yaoundé. Sabotage operations will be worse than you have ever experienced in your life. The Chad-Cameroon pipeline project can be destroyed by these fighters. Cameroon is extremely vulnerable. Your soldiers that parade our villages, that go through our villages, will all of them be annihilated through IED attack technologies that are already available for the Ambazonian fighters. All these things are avoidable. All of these things are avoidable. So you should know in Yaoundé that there is no military victory in this war. If you have been deceived by Konda Titus, deceived by Paul Atanganji, that everything is over, Ambazonian fighting resistance is over. No, the resistance will continue so long as the grievances exist, so long as the dignity of the Anglophone people are destroyed. The grievances are there. This war was about the grievances. So long as those grievances are there, the people will never stop. Even if we stop, they will never stop. Do not deceive yourself. It's time for us to acknowledge the reality that both sides have failed to accomplish their own dominance. Ambazonia have failed to have the recognition of the independence declared by Sisiko Ayoktabi, which was in response to the repression of the Pobias regime. The Pobias regime have failed to assimilate Anglophones in the Francophone system. He has admitted it. Now it's time to abandon this war. It is a war of shame. We must on both sides abandon this military campaign. It will not lead to anything good and anything fruitful. And end this war now and take decisions now that will be taken in 10 years' time, or as long as it takes, those decisions will be taken. So we are here to sound this alarm warning to the regime in Yaoundé and to all Cameroonians that the worst can still happen if care is not taken and if the right responsibility from the party that initiated this war, Cameroon, do not step up their effort, deliberate effort to end this war. Their young men will still be coming back home in those body bags. They will never be in peace. God bless you all. Have a good day wherever you are.